Mr. Reba, roll call.
Mr. Bonomo?
Here.
Mr. Chapman?
Here.
Mr. Fume?
Here.
Mrs. Kay?
Here.
Mr. John? Mr. Mahalik?
Here.
Mr. O'Donnell?
Here.
Mrs. Garcella?
Here.
And Mr. Zola?
Here.
Announcements of executive sessions held as follows: April 25th, healthcare update; April 27th, personnel and tax appeals. Dr. Butler.
Thank you, Mr. O'Donnell. We do have several announcements and recognitions tonight. Mr. Donati, if you'd like to come down, please.
Okay, good evening. Tonight, on behalf of the Hazleton Area School District Board of Education, I have the privilege of introducing and recognizing both students and staff members. First, the students. If you would please come to the podium when introduced. Miss Mary Luz Rodriguez and Miss Marizario Zamudio. These two young ladies each won first place in the Art Youth Expo competition held at the Hazleton Art League. For their achievement, each student received $150. Miss Rodriguez won for best use of color. Miss Zamudio won for the use of realism. The students represent the Hazleton Area Arts and Humanities Academy Honors Visual Arts Studio. Also, there are 20 works of art from the Honors Visual Arts Studio currently on display in many storefront windows of Broad Street throughout this week. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rodriguez and Miss Zamudio.
That's some really good work. Beautiful.
Next, the student is Miss Martha Maddie Reed. Miss Reed was unable to attend tonight's meeting due to a conflict with another school activity. Miss Reed is a 9th grade student at the Hazleton Area High School, and she is being recognized for having her artwork chosen in the Standard Speakers Create and Add Art Contest. Miss Reed's design was chosen as the cover piece for the entire publication in the Standard Speaker. Miss Reed was awarded a $100 cash prize. That's Miss Reed's artwork. The next person to be recognized is one of the staff members responsible for developing these student talents that you've seen tonight. It is Miss Ann Flowers. Miss Flowers is the current Honors Visual Arts Studio instructor. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Flowers. Okay, next I would like to introduce Miss Melissa Castiglione, a 5th grade teacher from McAdoo Calares Elementary Middle School. If you would come up, ma'am. Miss Castiglione is being recognized for her life-saving actions in the classroom. On Tuesday, April 4th, Ms. Castiglione's class was participating in the fresh fruit and vegetable program for the day. After the distribution occurred, Ms. Castiglione noticed a student choking on a piece of fruit. Mr. Castiglione immediately began to perform the Heimlich maneuver on the student and dislodged the piece of fruit. Therefore, tonight we would like to publicly recognize Ms. Castiglione for her heroic, unselfish action which possibly saved the life of her student. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Castiglione.
Mr. O'Donnell, I have a couple of letters I received in the last week or two, and I just like to paraphrase these and recognize these folks publicly. From Ms. Ernst and the STEM building, I'd like to give a special thanks to PPL and Elena Roberts, Community Relations Director for PPL, for providing a $75,000 grant to Reach High the Regional Educational Academy for Careers in Health and Higher Ed initiative in order for students from the Academy of Sciences to continue attending the Reach High program. So just a special thank you to PP&L. And also, board, we hosted, as you may recall, by a motion you approved, the PMEA Jazz Festival back on March 31st through April 1st. I just want to give a notice of congratulations to Ms. Sharonoff, Mr. Ford, Mr. Hoffman, Mrs. Gerard, Mr. Fadden, Mr. Koziak for their help, their endless hours that they put into the festival, hosting, make sure the students are taken care of. The group rehearsal rooms are set and ready to go. Just this letter is a glowing letter from the president, PMEA District 9, commending those teachers and their efforts to put on a quality jazz festival in our building. So again, congratulations to those folks.
And I would like to recognize publicly Fred Barletta, PA Athletic Director of the Year. Last month, Mr. Barletta, the Hazleton Area School District Athletic Director, was honored as Athletic Director of the Year by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Directors Association. Mr. Barletta is truly deserving of this prestigious award for his 28 years of dedicated services to the Hazleton Area School District and for his love of sports along with enjoying games, matches, and meets. Mr. Barletta has a very big job, which many people do not realize the juggling act he performs on a daily basis with coordinating officials, transportation, security, and speaking with the media for one of the largest high schools in the state. On behalf of the board, I congratulate Mr. Barletta for being named Athletic Director of the Year by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Directors Association, and I want to thank you for all you do for our student athletes of the year.
Dr. Butler, if I might add, obviously I'm a personal friend of Freddie and I know him his whole life. Freddie, from me to you, and I guess the rest of the board members up here too, you've been an asset to this district as a teacher, as a coach, and more recently as an athletic director. The honor that you just received, and we're talking about the whole state of Pennsylvania, folks, that's a lot of districts. You are to be congratulated for it. I'm sure your family and friends are very impressed with it. It's a well-deserved honor. And the only other thing I can say, Freddie, is a way to go.
Great job, Freddie. Great job.
And board, I had the opportunity to attend the ceremonies when Mr. Barletta was honored. And in his usual fashion, he was a class act. Now, I'm talking about a room that was filled with athletic directors, administrators, family members. There were probably 500, 600, 700 people in the room. And Mr. Barletta, not uncharacteristic of his normal professional presentation, just handled himself so well. He was honored among some of the, in my opinion, not only the most outstanding athletic administrators in the state, but probably nationally. Very impressive resume that the regional athletic directors received awards for as well. And for Mr. Barletta, well earned. Fred, what a great honor you bring to this district for your dedication and commitment to our student athletes, our coaches, and for Hazleton to be in a spotlight because of your performance that day was tremendous for this district and for this community. Congratulations.
I'll just add one more thing. I worked in the athletic office when I was a student, and probably one of the most under-recognized positions that we have in this district is that of the athletic director. I consider Mr. Barletta to be one of the best teachers I've ever had in my career as a student in this district. And when we lost him as a student, when we lost him as a teacher, so that he can take this athletic position, I was hurt, but I knew that we were gaining so much more in an athletic director. So I want to commend you, Mr. Barletta, for all of your work, for all that you do for this district. Thank you.
I've had the opportunity to speak with several officials, coaches from all over different parts of Northeast PA, and nothing but high honors for Freddie. Everybody, you know, Mr. Barletta, great man. That's hear it all the time.
Freddie, just in the 20 years that we worked together, I have to say you always kept your cool. You know, even at times when the issues were hot topics and they meant a lot to you, to security, to everything else, we always worked through them. And I told you that all the time. I appreciated that you were professional and you represent us well, you know, throughout the state of Pennsylvania. But more so, you do such a great job for the students and staff here in our district. And I wanted to just say thanks.
That's it for recognitions.
Could we it's Administrative Assistant Professionals Week and Secretaries Week, and we'd be remiss if we didn't send out a real thank you to all the secretaries of the district and all the administrative professional assistants. I mean, they just do so much work, just preparing for tonight's meeting, the work that goes into it. And our secretaries in all the buildings and working so hard every day, again, to just, you know, make it through the day, make sure that everyone is where they're supposed to be and everything gets done. I just want to thank everyone. If there's anyone in the audience and those are the principals and that are here, please don't forget to thank them.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you.
Some housekeeping issues. We are going to move, for the interest of time, we're going to move number 88, which I'm assuming is why most of you are here. We're moving that to agenda item number 1. I'd also remind, before we get into public comment, just to remind the audience to stick to the 3-minute time limit that we have. Many of you are going to speak on agenda item number 1. So just stick to the 3 minutes. We'll try to get through everybody as quickly as possible. I appreciate that.
Antonio Rodriguez. Okay, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Dr. Butler, thank you for letting me speak. Members of the board, my name is Antonio Rodriguez and I live at 718 Muir Avenue in Hazleton Heights. When we recite the Pledge of Allegiance, remember the last 6 words: with liberty and justice for all. With liberty and justice for all. Small children cannot be excluded. If we exclude the small children, then our Pledge of Allegiance has no value. Let us do justice to our small children. I am in favor of 88B. Small children cannot speak for themselves. They are too young to speak for themselves. We need to stand for them. We need to speak for them. The money can come from the coffers of the district, the fund balance. And also, there was a gentleman last meeting who suggested fundraising. Now, I am in favor of that too. The last resort is raise the taxes. If it comes to raising taxes, let's do it minimal, please. The Hazleton City Authority has a fundraiser for the police officers. So we can have a fundraiser for our small children too. Full day kindergarten is the way to go. We all read the Bible. A very famous verse in the Bible says, "Let the children come to me." This evening I say to you, my fellow Americans, let the children go to school. Thank you. Anybody has a question? I have 1 minute left. If anybody with the board has a question, I'm willing to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lynn Boyle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lynn Boyle. I'm up here to speak in regards to item number 79, which is me, now item number 80. I just wanted to, first and foremost, offer you my immense thanks and gratitude for allowing me the privilege to work at Heights Terrace Elementary Middle School for the past 141 consecutive school days. Has definitely been a learning experience. I've loved every minute, even minutes I wasn't sure, but I loved every minute of it. I've learned a lot. I'm hoping that my students have learned a lot from me. I've been subbing in the district since 2008-2009 school year. I was forced to leave, unfortunately, for a little while to get a full-time job for benefits and to pay off those pesky student loans. Went into a warehouse locally for about 2.5 years. My passion for teaching brought me back in January of 2016. I was lucky enough to end last school year with a long-term position at McAfee Clares Elementary Middle School, which I also enjoyed, and again was privileged enough to be contacted at the beginning of this year by Mr. Donati to take up a position at Heights Terrace, which I've remained in thus far, and I'm hoping to finish out the year there. I've really enjoyed it, and again, just wanted to thank you very much for your pending approval once we hit that agenda item, and ask to please stay in your consideration for any potential upcoming openings that might be coming, but most and foremost, just to thank you for allowing me the opportunity. I have loved it all, so thank you.
Thank you.
It's one of the nicest things.
Ms. Boyle, while you're moving to your seat, it's individuals like you that are committed to the field of education. Without individuals like you that are willing to serve in this position, we struggle enough to fill positions where we have openings in emergency situations. So we are, while you're thankful for us, we're probably doubly thankful for you. Okay? Don't hesitate to send sugar cookies to the superintendent.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That was just one of the greatest, Lynn, that was just one. I don't know you. I can't wait to vote for your position for full time. That was awesome. Dr. Robert Childs.
Hello, I'm Bob Childs. I live at 2220 Sunburst Drive, Hazel Township. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you this evening. I have several items to touch on, and so I'll make each brief. First, once again, I have the old agenda. You ran out up here, so I'm working off the old one. Number one, thank you in advance for voting to have a full-day kindergarten. Okay. Second, I'd like to ask that you, in voting for number 5 or voting about number 5, please provide us with more details in terms of what's going on with that, in terms of cost, in terms of time, in terms of location, that sort of thing. Again, we in the audience don't have the privilege of having the data in front of us that you folks have. Third, I want to make sure that someone, or I hope someone, has taken the time to make sure that number 2 is a balanced presentation of the Careers in Energy program. Again, I've expressed this before. I disagree with my colleague, Mr. Mahalik. I tend to think that students at the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade are not ready to form decisions based on one-sided presentations. I'm not sure I can do that at my age, and I'm a little bit beyond 9th grade. But I would hope that somebody has taken the time to go through and make sure that this is a balanced presentation. Next, I noticed that, again, on my agenda is number 72 to 76. You're talking in terms of redefining positions in the HAESPA. I think I did that right, HAESPA. I'm presuming that means the contract has to be open for at least for on a limited basis. I would hope that somebody will take the time to figure out how you can use this opening of the contract to redefine what a bilingual aide is all about. Bilingual aides have to be, not only have their 2-year college equivalent, college equivalency, as do all aides, okay, but they also have to be bilingual. Right now they're being treated as being equivalent You have virtually no applicants. You have virtually nobody in the positions because nobody's going to take that kind of a job at such a small a small salary when they get more by working for Amazon.com. So again, I'm hoping somebody will take the time to look at that. Lastly, I just want to recognize that of the people who are retiring, I absolutely well recognize the 3 teachers who are retiring. I know all of them. They've been excellent teachers, and I think that the school district owes them a huge debt of gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. And Mr. Mark Rabel?
Good evening. My name is Mark Rabel. I reside at 8 West First Street in Hazleton. I'm here to discuss matter number 80 now. That's number 1 for the full-day kindergarten and half-day kindergarten. If you are to reinstate full-day kindergarten, I would ask this school board to consider the alternative sources of revenue other than raising property taxes, such as back collection of taxes that aren't collected from commercial delinquent owners. Now, as I guess if you saw in the paper, I'm the chairman of the Blighted Property Review Committee, and we are going through the worst of the worst properties that include the delinquent properties that are behind, in terms of hundreds, a few that are hundreds of thousands of dollars behind. I'm sure most of you here know of 2 properties that we know that are the largest blighted properties probably in the area that are behind. So I think if the school district, along with the other taxing bodies, collected on those properties, I think that could cover the shortfall. Also, with regards to, and I brought this up last year during your budget hearing about the non-resident students that are dropped off by relatives that are purportedly their guardians that use the notary system to get declared as guardians. Now, I think that this is a woeful and just egregious abuse of that system, and I think our state representatives need to look at that as far as with the neighboring states that have court orders that are used to declare guardians. We have a judicial system in this country that uses the courts to declare who is an acceptable guardian, who isn't. And I think that needs to be put into place because that is for the well-being of the child. This is not for political gamesmanship. I look at the welfare of the child paramount over all things, and that's what needs to happen. The quality of life of the child matters above all else. And I believe in full-day kindergarten, but I also believe that the environment produces the student that, in the end, can make a productive human being. And I think that's what we need to look at. So, and also to conclude, since I don't want to run out of time here, I would cite an example of the New York City Board of Education that utilizes a system that is fair and equitable when it comes to non-resident students. They have a cutoff date, and it allows for tuition for those students to be paid in a payment type system. I think that would be a fair system to look at in the end. So in closing, members of the board, ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to look at these alternative sources and think outside the box in order to alleviate the burden and share the sacrifice and help our children fairly and equitably on all of us, because that is our responsibility. Falls on all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yep.
That's it.
That concludes.
We need to approve the board meeting minutes, regular board meeting
So
on.
moved. Second.
All in favor of supporting this? Say aye.
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 All opposed? Treasury's report for March 2017.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Do you want to talk about the presentation since it's on?
We were asked at the last meeting to prepare a presentation and analysis of the request that we read about in the paper, where the 3 municipalities were requesting to leave and go to the Berwick School District. We did finish that report. However, it's not a 5 or 10 minute report, so we're requesting at this time if we could do this at a later meeting or part of committees to do the report.
Separate meeting time. Separate meeting.
Separate or part of the committee meetings, however you would like to handle it.
Yes.
You need a motion on that, or?
I don't think so. It's not an item on the agenda.
I believe I asked for this report, and I certainly am willing to, give it some more time and maybe do it at our next meeting or whatever best with the board. But thank you for preparing, and it'll be interesting to see, what you have.
Before we get into the agenda, and I certainly do not want to beleaguer this topic, but it's been a constant issue for me personally, and I know other board members as well. So I'd like to make a statement in regards to the events that transpired that led to this board making the decision to change leadership nearly 2 weeks ago. First and foremost, I want the board and the public to understand the role of a board president. The board president sets the tone on how the school board will function. This is the leader of the board who plans, organizes, motivates, and builds bridges. A presiding chairperson who articulates agendas, maintains order, and announces results, and a communicator who listens and speaks on behalf of the board. Unfortunately, our prior board president did not exhibit these attributes in several different circumstances. Communication was severely lacking between certain board members and our board president. In addition, our board president overstepped her authority with our district employees, so much so that at least one employee threatened litigation against her, alleging a hostile work environment. This behavior is not tolerated at any level in our school district, and no one is above that, including our board members. The decision that was made to change leadership was necessary to revive our primary purpose on this board: delivering educational and fiscal solutions to enhance the lives of our students and reduce the financial burden on our taxpayers and our local community. 5 board members, including myself, voted to make this change, not out of self-interest or politics, but to start making the changes that we need to make to move this school district forward. Over the next several months, I invite all board members to join me in accomplishing what we are elected to do. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to be best friends, but our students, our staff, and our taxpayers deserve our best efforts to work together to get things done. Thank you.
Mr. President, I'd like to maybe discuss, I don't know if this requires a motion, that maybe we engage Pennsylvania School Board Association in doing a full-day retreat with the entire board. I think it would maybe go a long way, because I know for a fact that all 9 of us are here for the betterment of our community, betterment of our kids, and sometimes things get a little muddy for whatever reason. And I thank you for reading that. I'm sure that took a lot. Most importantly is us moving forward as a board of 10, and I like to think of this board even as a board of 12, 13, because we have a solicitor and 2 business managers that work very, very closely. So again, I don't know if it requires a motion, but I'd like to make a motion that we would contact the Pennsylvania School Board Association in order to set up a full-day retreat, preferably, please, on a weekend, where the board, every board member, and our administration will be invited to work together. I've known other boards that have gone through this, and it's gone a long way to helping each other understand each other better.
I second the motion.
All in favor of the motion?
Wait,
We
I
need
think
to
that's
have a
new
public
business.
comment.
No.
I think it's new business.
Yeah, it is.
public comment on that motion?
I am in favor of the motion for the benefit of the whole district. Make Hazleton school district #1 in the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonio.
Now we could vote on the motion. Who made a motion?
I believe I did. I think Mr. Zola seconded.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Anything else?
Okay, Mr. O'Donnell, we are moving number 88 to number 1. The motion reads as follows. Recommend board approve option A or option B regarding kindergarten for the 2017-18 school year. Option A, remain half-day kindergarten sessions for the 17-18 school year. Option B, reinstate full-day kindergarten for the 17-18 school year.
Are we gonna do
So
this-
move.
Second.
Second, are we doing this as a group or individually? I'm just asking.
Maybe,
Individual.
You gotta do a roll call, I would think.
Because I'd like to say something before I vote.
I think
That's the
everybody's
only
going
reason.
to say something at least.
I'm
You
not-
want to
I'm not
start?
Jared.
Just that, again, this has been a very difficult decision for everybody. And no matter how it turns out up here tonight, because really, I know how I'm voting, obviously, but I don't know how all other 8 board members are voting. I know some of it, but not all of it. I respect their opinions no matter what they end up saying, and I don't really know what they're going to say. But I've looked at this, and last year when we did this, we did it more as a budgetary reason than an educational, although there was some literature educationally that said half-day kindergarten could work. Okay, so we tried it for a year. I don't believe it worked well enough. And my reason behind that, and again, this is just my reason as an educator for 36 years, but it's still my opinion. Some students, even if they didn't go to kindergarten, would probably be all right to go to first grade. There are some students out there like that. Then you have another group of students that needed the half-day kindergarten, and they probably still would have been all right by second or third grade because you make it up as you move through the grades. But the final group, which I think is larger than it used to be, and that's what hits home with me, that particular group, half a day I don't believe is enough, and I don't believe that enough of them, although some of them would, I don't believe enough of them would catch up by second, third, whatever. Okay? I don't think that would happen. So there would be more academic issues, and sometimes with academic issues you end up with some behavior issues too. But be that as it may, that could require at some point more staff to help with those kids that have academic issues. So, and as you do this, if you did it for 2, 3, or 4 years, half-day kindergarten, ultimately you'd have more and more students that weren't grade level. They'd be very low as far as I'm concerned. So having said that, and again respecting the opinions of everybody else that might speak on this, my vote will be for full-day kindergarten next year. I'm not even, but you see, I'm not the type person, I'm not even asking you to clap for me, I'm really not. Because there's gonna be maybe some people up here that aren't for it. You have to respect, and I hope you do their opinions too. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Champ. I'm just going to say that we did it last year. We went to half-day, and I'm not certain. I don't think anyone has been able to show me where maybe we did enough in the half-day program to make it successful. I certainly believe that we have a challenge with the students that are here today, but I'm not so certain that adding a few hours to their day is what the answer is. We need to do something. Dr. Childs, you brought up a lot of good points about maybe dealing with these students right when they come in. Maybe separating them from the rest of the student body until they catch up to where they need to be. I was very discouraged to find out that we stopped a summer program where I believe it was called Race to the Top, where we identified students that had problems, and they were given a 6-week, 15-week, 6-week jump start on school. And when I found out that we had the funding, we had $1 million in grant money for that program, I was very disappointed to find out that we stopped that program in its concept. And maybe that, along with what we're doing right now, would have been working. So, I'm voting no against it, and only because I think there are other alternatives that we need to do. There are other things that we need to do. Just simply throwing everyone back to full day isn't the answer. Without a curriculum that's going to meet it. I sat in a classroom in West Hazleton to observe. I wanted to actually see what goes on. I was impressed. I hope my grandson is in your classroom because you're an excellent teacher. The room was inviting. It was attention-getting. The students were active the entire time that I was there. There were kindergarten kids working in a computer lab in the classroom. I mean, I'm not certain how many school districts have kindergarten computer labs, but we do, and they were working on that. And in that morning session, I watched them split up into 3 groups. Some kids were working in the computer lab with the help of an instructor. The teacher had the rest of them engaged in other work. So I think it can happen. I think it can be done. I think we as our administration just needs to make sure that there's a blueprint that the teachers can follow. And I hope, and don't be mad at me for disagreeing, but I just feel that it needs an opportunity. Thank you.
It was a tough decision last year, obviously, a lot to do with financial issues. And we went over a lot of different scenarios and felt that, it could be done and the kids would not be hurt. Some of the information I've got this year looks to be otherwise. So as I said, there's valid arguments both ways. I think it's not working as well as we wish it would. I think it's a different time now than years ago when kids either skipped kindergarten or went half day. I think a lot has changed, and that's all for now.
There's no doubt last year, this was the most difficult vote I ever had to be a part of, and we worked so hard. We worked very, very hard with state legislators, our union. Everyone was trying to do everything they can to not reduce our kindergarten to half day. But unfortunately, nothing amounted substantially to where financially we felt comfortable without doing something last year. And we did some other things as well, nowhere near the cost savings as reducing 19 staff members. No board member wanted to do it last year. I think Mr. Zola makes some excellent points, and there isn't anything right or wrong about anybody's vote tonight, because those that do not support this, it's not that they don't support additional time for these students. It's that they know that fund balance is dwindling. My philosophy has sort of, I sort of adopted it over the course of this year, where maybe we go down to 0. It seems to be working for 380 other districts, so maybe we should just be 381 that it works at. And maybe by the time we hit 0, the state will have done things on their part, because we've done it on our part. Our buildings are beautiful. Our security is one of the finest in the states. Our technology is as good as a big district can be. We have lots and lots of great resources, a vocational program that's our own, career and development. We have Academy of Science. We have an amazing humanities group. We saw a little bit of it this evening. In addition, you know, we operate the entire early intervention program for the entire county. It's just an amazing, amazing task. In addition, we have lots and lots of activities for students after school, extracurricular. I am so proud to be a part of this district. I support returning to full day, but someone I care about deeply asked me about a half hour ago, 45 minutes, is this because it's an election year and your names are on signs? It absolutely is not. It's because I truly believe that we have a lot of kids that are home, not being attended to, or in some sort of situation where a friend, a relative, a neighbor has agreed to take on 7, 8 of these students and to try to do whatever they can so families can work. We're not a daycare, but there's a lot of great activities that you can learn from that maybe aren't academic in nature, but maybe look like are not necessarily reading, writing, and math. So there's a lot to be gained from recess. There's a lot to be gained from arts and crafts and music. But I hope that if this does return, that the state does what they need to do for districts such as ours, who have done all that they could do to maintain all the programming, and just, you know, allocate us the way we should be allocated. And that's it.
And Mr. Mahalik, just to piggyback off of your comments, this was a very difficult decision, and it remains a difficult decision today, simply because financially we're no better off today than we were last year. The financial issues that plague our school district today will continue for the foreseeable future. Not something that we're doing or something that the business office is doing. It's because of what the state isn't doing. Like Mr. Mahalik said, I am going to support reinstating full-day kindergarten as well, with caution though. This is an issue that 9 of us today may agree to this, or at least a majority of us may agree to this today, but that doesn't mean that we're going to have the funding for the future. I hate to vote on something if I don't know it's going to be promised for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 25 years. It's hard for me to do that. But academically, I do believe it's the best thing that we can possibly do for our kids. But I vote tonight yes with an asterisk, because it's a difficult decision to make, because financially I just don't know, and I can't confidently say that money's going to be there in the future to support full-day kindergarten for years to come. So in the long and short, yes. Anybody else? Mr. Reba, roll call.
I'll do roll call. When I call your name, please say A or B for number 88. Mr. Bonomo.
A.
Mr. Chapman.
B.
Mr. Fume.
B.
Mrs. K.
B.
Mr. Mahalik.
B.
Mrs. Scarcella.
A.
Mr. Zola.
A.
And Mr. O'Donnell.
B.
Motion passes 5-3.
Is anybody going to stay now for the rest of the meeting? Lita, We've been doing that. Well, and again, I think it was, and I can say that for a fact only because I didn't miss a budget meeting in the last 3 years. So we are working on it. I understand where you're coming from, but we do the best we can with the circumstances we're given. And there's a lot of issues out there. There really are, and that was one of them. So. Antonio.
I have a question. Has anybody tried to get in contact with Mr. Clarence John to see what would, maybe on the telephone, what would he say?
I don't believe Antonio, I don't believe he's available tonight, so I don't think it would be up to us to tell anybody in the audience what his vote might have been. Because to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure on that. As it turns out, though,
Not
doesn't
gonna
really
make a
matter. It's a moot point at this point. It would have been it was still with 5-4 or 6-3, so it passed, so it really doesn't matter at this point. Huh? I think 5-4 is pretty good too, though.
That's the most important number in the district, sir, is 5. No, I'm just joking.
I'd
Okay.
like to see 9. I agree, I disagree a little bit. I'd like to see a 9.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. O'Donnell, the secretary's advised me to start with 1A now. So we're in the curriculum and instruction agenda, career center agenda, approving items 1 through.
So moved.
Second.
May I comment on number 5, please, Mr. O'Donnell?
Yeah.
During committees, the board asked me to do some homework on number 5, which is the distribution of a survey for after-school activity program called Right at School. What I did was I contacted 4 local agencies in the Hazleton area. Out of the 4 contacted, not a single agency had any problem with taking this step. That is the survey to ascertain whether or not there would be interest from our parents in the after-school program provided by Right at School. For the board members that were unable to attend last week, I do have a brochure that I can certainly get to you at your convenience. Right at School is a organization that I encountered at the conference in Arizona. They offer after-school educational programs, physical and wellness programs, snack after school to the hour of 6 p.m. at no cost to the district. The cost is incurred by the parent. They do have a revenue sharing program at 5% that comes back to the district, or if the district would otherwise choose to look at facility usage fees to help them lower their costs per hour to the parent. At this point, this motion is simply just to administer a survey to see if there's any interest in the community for this type of program. The board also asked me to contact references. I did so. I spoke to a principal in Texas, principal in Chicago, and 1 principal in the state of Pennsylvania. They have all had positive experiences with this program and would recommend it if, in fact, there is a need in our community. The references, directors, and the more detailed frequently asked questions are on board docs for you, and they've been on board docs for a few days now. This program is pervasive in a number of states. And again, just so the directors understand, this is just for the administration of a survey to see if there's any interest. There's no obligation after that point. The survey is administered by Right at School. So I hope that, and I'd be happy to answer any further questions you have, directors. No cost to the district whatsoever.
Number 5 is no cost.
The parents. Yes, Dr. Childs, per parent, they're estimating $6 to $7 per hour for their entire program, which runs from the end of school to 6 p.m. By the way, I also checked with HIP, and they had no problem with at least taking the step to administer the survey to see if there's interest. Could be that there's little or no interest and that it's not affordable for our parents in the community, in which case we would go no further. Thank you.
Is there a motion on 1 through 16?
I'm sorry, Mr. President, if I could just comment on number 6. Again, I'd like to thank Lowe's for their donation. More importantly, or equally as important, I attended the production of Suzico. It was amazing. Those kids, they need to, and I'm sure they have been commended. What a great job. I wish that, and maybe we did, I don't know, but my son loved it. I think if every, young child in the district could have been been able to see that, I think it would have been amazing. So I don't know if there was ever a thought to maybe getting kids in to see that, Doc, because it was tremendous and so appropriate for, K1, 2, 3, and up.
Yeah, we did do a performance, I believe, on Thursday, Mr. Malik, for some of the local,
Okay.
some of the closer elementary
Good.
schools. Well received, fantastic
Super.
audience.
Just amazing. So talented, these students. So thank you.
All in favor of items 1 through 16?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Special ed, ESL, and alternative ed, approve items 17
So
through
moved.
22.
Second.
Questions, comments? No. All in favor of approving items 17 through 22?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Nutrition, approve items 23 and 24.
Second.
Questions, comments? 23 and 24, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Transportation, number 25, recommend board
So
approve
moved.
the
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor for 25?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
security. 26, recommend board approve the appointment of Brian Ospat as a seasonal security officer at the rate of
So
$10.
moved.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor of approving item number 26?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Yeah, it was.
Technology, number 27, recommend board approve the 3-year
So
agreement with
moved.
Second.
Questions, comments?
Just one question, Dr. Briggs. Is this company related to Service Electric Cable? Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
All in favor of supporting item number 27?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Ayes have it.
student activities, athletics, and extracurricular, approve items 28 through
So
30.
moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? I just have a comment on 28B. Mrs. Whitick was my swim coach when I attended Valley Elementary Middle School. Excellent person altogether. Great addition to this school district. I know she retired a couple of years ago, but her duties as the assistant swim coach will definitely be missed by those involved in the swim program.
Thank you.
All in favor of supporting items 28 through 30?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Facilities and capital projects, number 31, recommend board appoint Peter Andrasco as custodian of Valley Elementary
So
Middle
moved.
School.
Second.
Questions or comments? On 31, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Finance, approve items 32 through 38 with one motion.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor of supporting the items, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
39, recommend board approve the following sealed bids and/or requests for proposals.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
If I can, I'll quickly talk about A, B, and F, and either Mr. Briggs or Mr. Krasansky can address C, D, and E. A, for auditing services, we did receive 6 proposals. We put out, Mr. Lamana put out a request for information because we need to have the audit done by the beginning of December. The low proposal did not respond to him. So in moving to the next, there was 4 proposals that were within like $3,000 of each other. So our recommendation is to approve Dennis Moore and Associates from North Church Street, Hazleton, for the auditing services. On the banking services under B, the best proposal interest-wise was a proposal from FNCB. So we're recommending FNCB. And on the F tax lien sale, the least amount of fees from the 2 proposals we received, we're recommending Municipal Revenue Service. Dr. Briggs, you want to talk about?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I was talking, sorry. Could you repeat what you said about letter F?
Letter F, the 2 proposals we received, the lowest of the fees was from Municipal Revenue Service, and that's the firm that we're recommending we go with. I can do it for you, Ken.
Yeah.
For letter C, E-rate internal access bid is Pentella Data in the amount of $63,000 per year. Letter D, E-rate internal network cabling bid is Integra Business Center in the amount of $114,615. And letter E, network hardware upgrade is Iron Tree Data Networks Incorporated in the amount of $155,170.10. $63,000 for 3 years. Thank you.
Mr. Krasansky, where, the group that got, the bid on letter E, where are they out of?
Letter E.
E. Scranton area?
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor of supporting item number 39, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 39 passes.
Number 40, recommend board approve the following food service management
So moved.
proposal.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor of supporting item number 40,
Aye.
say aye.
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 Any opposed? Ayes have it.
We're just so fortunate. They do a fantastic job in the district, and we'd be lost without you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Number 41, recommend board approve Bollinger Insurance for the HASD student
So
accident.
moved.
Second.
Questions or comments on 41? All in favor of item 41, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
42, recommend board approve the contract between Hazleton Area School District and the Efficiency Network 10.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments on
I
42?
have questions. So, I went back through this proposal that we have. So, according to what they're telling us, we're going to spend $4.5 million and in 20 years recoup 1.9, correct?
I believe so.
It was approximately 100,000, I think, year positive cash flow.
And what will it cost us per year?
It would be in the black, 113,000, so it shouldn't cost us anything. They're guaranteeing us $113,000 savings each year.
Okay, and then if the prices come back in higher from the subcontractors for the work that's done, would that decrease our savings?
No, it would not. It's guaranteed. Those numbers are guaranteed, so it's up to the efficiency network to hire subs and get pricing to stay in those numbers. Those numbers are guaranteed to us.
So we're guaranteed the 1.9 then over 20 years?
Yes.
1.9 million.
Tony, who has to approve the change orders?
It's a design build, as I understand, which means any change orders they have to absorb. And we do have our consultant, Provident Energy. If you remember, they came and made presentations. They will do yearly audits to make sure that the guarantee is firm.
Okay.
On the question, Attorney Susser, the contract went to you then for review, And I know that in the executive session, there was some discussion. Can you fill us in a little bit?
Without getting too far in depth, I can tell you that there were a number of contract revisions. We worked with the folks and the administrators from 10. They have ultimately conceded to, I think, all of our proposed revisions. An additional revision that was made was, in addition to your usual non-collusion affidavits, which are part of the RFP and bid process, there was an affidavit requesting that there's been no third-party inducements in this agreement. There's been no collusion with board members in this agreement, so we're in a comfortable place.
And those came from the board?
Yes.
Those requests specifically came from the board?
Yes.
Thank you.
So we're saying that if, as in Project 2000, we go well over this amount that they're saying we're going to save, they could come out with nothing. Why would they do that?
I guess
How many projects have we done in the past? I think this is our third?
This is our
This is our
third
third project.
ESCO project.
ESCO project. Has any of the other three projects, the other two projects, failed or not met the standards?
No, the guaranteed held up.
So obviously there is something behind all of this that makes it work. You know, it's the way they bid out the projects, it's the way they purchase their equipment. I'm just trying to answer Marie's question because.
Yes.
Well, is there any way the guarantee can't stand up?
No, the guarantee is the guarantee.
Yeah. So the taxpayer doesn't lose a dime if the project doesn't hit the numbers, right?
Yes.
So
And
then
did they already bid out the work for the subcontractors?
I'm not certain if they bid out the work yet, but they did not commit to anything until we approved the contract here. So if you didn't approve this contract, nothing would move forward. So there's no commitments to anybody at this point until this contract's approved.
And Mr. Reba, just to clarify, these guarantees are based on usage. If for some reason electricity doubles in price tomorrow, which nobody can control, they base it on the usage. So these outdoor lightings that they're putting in throughout the district is supposed to reduce our kilowatt hours by so much %. That's what Provident Energy will compare for us and make sure in the end that they met their usage reduction as they guaranteed. So I just don't want it to get hung up on the cost too much. Now, if obviously cost stays neutral, you'll see the cost savings also. But they can't control what the market does tomorrow with natural gas or electricity.
But Bobby, they go into this assuming that same scenario, correct?
That's correct. That's correct. I mean, they're hoping that the costs don't vary, but again, they use basically usage, a unit of measure, kilowatt hours, MCFs, whatever the case may be on what they're measuring. That's what they're guaranteeing, essentially.
So they're taking lighting that is not efficient because of the new technology that's available, upgrading our lighting to LED and so forth, timers and all, and then that's where the saving comes.
Exactly, because the opposite can occur. Our electricity prices could go down tomorrow by 50%.
Right.
And they didn't save us a dime, they didn't save us any usage. Well, we would still see the savings, but
Right.
yet they didn't perform their guarantee of usage savings. So that's why it works both ways. Thank you.
Any other questions or concerns? Item 42, all in favor, say aye.
Can you do a roll call?
Sure.
Okay.
Number 42, Mr. Bonomo.
No.
Mr. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Fume.
Yes.
Mrs. K.
No.
Mr. Mahalik.
Yes.
Mrs. Scarcella.
No.
Mr. Zola.
No.
And Mr. O'Donnell.
Yes.
Motion tie 4-4. 43 does really not need to be approved, so we need to remove number 43 from the agenda.
Moving on to item number 44. Recommend board approve the following 2017 summer employees at $7.25 per hour.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor of item 44, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 44 passes.
45 bills.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or
Mr.
comments?
President, can you do a roll call on this too?
Sure.
On 45, A, B, and C, Mr. Bonomo,
No.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mr. Fume,
Yes.
Mrs. K,
No.
Mr. Mahalik,
Yes.
Mrs. Scarcella,
No.
Mr. Zola,
Yes.
and Mr. O'Donnell.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-3.
Superintendent's agenda, approve items 46 through 49.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? On 46 through 49, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Approve items 50 through 62 with one motion.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments?
I would just like to congratulate the people listed on this sheet, and in particular, the one that I know the best, Karen Orlander. Even though she started a little bit later in the district, you could tell them what age if you want, I'm not. But at any rate, she's done a great job for us over the years that she's been here, and I wish you a long, happy, and healthy retirement. You deserve it.
So may I just say what a pleasure it's been for me. You know, I started this job 15 years ago as a fluke. And I went to school to be a teacher. I wasn't one when I was hired. I was emergency certification. I was going to teach for 5 years. And 5 years stretched into 15 years. And I have to say, I loved 10th grade, if you can believe it. 10th graders were my all-time favorite, but right with them, neck and neck. The last 3 years, I've been teaching 5-year-old ESL students, and they have stolen my heart. So, thank you very much for the privilege that I had to be part of this system. Thank you.
And thank you. Also, I don't know if there's any other retirees in the audience or not. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention their name if they're here. Anybody else here that's retiring? Okay, thank you.
If I could just, and Mrs. Orlander, we work side by side, and you were
Started the same year,
started the same year,
same school.
same school, and you look so much better than me. What the heck is going on here? Something's. But I also, I mean, there's so many great names on this, but I also need to just specifically wish well to, I think, everybody's favorite person, Mary Beth Tedesco. Just one of the most amazing teachers, special education. When I had an opportunity to watch her as a first-year teacher, I was just so impressed as well with her. She showed me and taught me so much about special education. She's going to be a tremendous loss to our students. So, but I wish every one of you well, and thank you so very much for what you have given to our district.
We got a motion on this.
Mm-hmm.
Second, too.
All in favor of items 50 through 62, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
No on 52.
Ayes have it.
Approve items 63 through 76 with one motion.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor of items 63 through 76, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes.
Approve items 77 through 83 with one motion.
So move.
Second.
Questions or comments?
Mr. President, this will be the last time I talk tonight. I don't usually talk as much as I am tonight, but there's another gentleman that's retiring that's included in this list. I believe it's 82, Carl Manfredi, Director of Special Education and Early Intervention. I've worked with the man in one way or another for 30 years. My last 14 as a principal at McAdoo, he was the special ed director, and he was always a very professional individual when dealing with whatever the issue was. And believe me, there are a lot of difficult issues in special education, early intervention, and so on. I worked with him closely on a number of occasions. To me, he's a hard person to replace, and yet having said that, I believe that our acting director of special education, if so promoted to the director, is going to do a great job too. But Carl is going to be missed. Not only is he a friend, but as a colleague. So once again, I wish Carl a long, healthy, and happy retirement. There's no one better than Carl. I don't know if anybody else has anything to say.
Hopefully his future endeavors will be prosperous and happy for him.
Mr. President, is it too late to change my vote on item number 52? Mr. Slesser, can I change my vote?
You may.
No, yeah, I'm going to change it now.
Mr. President, if I also may comment just real quickly here. Again, I think we said it about number 79, with a tremendous young lady. Can't wait till she's with us full time. Mr. Manfredi, I am so fortunate to call him a friend and also someone who has truly mentored me in the role of Director of Special Education. Mr. Chapman, you said it all. You said it all. He's one of the greatest, and yes, Ms. Yanuzzi is doing a phenomenal job. But nonetheless, Mr. Manfredi will be missed. Parents love them, kids love them. I've been so fortunate again to watch him for the last 10, 12 years as a director of special ed myself and learn from the very best. So thank you, Mr. Manfredi. And then just quickly, number 84. Again, I don't know this teacher, but I need to just bring up that I was at a restaurant and the waitress actually recognized that I was a board member and made it a point to tell me how wonderful this teacher was. Again, I don't know Miss Kane, but I do know that this parent was absolutely delighted. Her child had special needs, and she just went on and on and on. So whoever number 84 is, thank you for what you're doing. You're really, really making the difference in the lives of the kids that you're working with. So thank you.
If I might ask, are you related to Carla? Yeah. And did I have you at the Heights Terrace by chance? Okay. Well, I'm sorry I missed you then, because you deserve accolades too, just like Mr. Mahalik said. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Two quick accolades for item number, I'll start with 78. We're getting such a tremendous person with Annie Kistler joining our team. Probably the happiest person I know, and probably the hardest worker as well. So welcome to the team. And then also for number 80 with Brandon Carmonic, I graduated with Brandon in 2010. And again, such a hard worker, dedicated to the kids. You can never question his love for teaching and his all-around wanting to be here with the kids. He certainly deserves this position, certainly. So, thank you, Brandon.
Mr. O'Donnell, I would just like to add comments to Mr. Manfredi. When I first joined the district 4 years ago, he was a tremendous support to me in the assistant superintendent role, just in terms of helping me with special ed issues, introducing me to his team, treating me with respect, and the collaborative collegial relationship with that we had. So Carl's contribution to this district has been enormous over many years, decades, And just want to say a big thank you to him for everything he did, and he had the kids first at heart. I want to thank Mr. Manfredi for everything.
All in favor of supporting items 77 through 83, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Ayes have it.
84, recommend board appoint Janine Kane to position of
So
emotional
moved.
support.
Second.
Any questions or you skipped ahead a
I-
little
I
bit,
was
but that's
way- that still stands. Whatever I said, we could just push that forward.
You want to say it again?
She might deserve that, but I think the audience will kill me.
all in favor of supporting items item 84, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
And it'd probably be appropriate at this time, Ms. Kane, Mr. Mahalik set the stage for you. But the rumor on the street is, and in restaurants, by the way, that you are doing a phenomenal job in our district. We know you're being hired part-time right now, but we'll be looking forward to opportunities for you in the near future. That, and welcome to the district.
Do you have to come up and say anything?
Sure, and along the same lines, if you're in the audience tonight and you were appointed to a position this evening, would you please stand so we can recognize you? Thank you. Number 85, recommend board approve the donation in the amount of $3,500 from the People for
So
Better
moved.
Government.
Second.
Questions or comments on 85?
I'd like to make a comment. This group has stepped forward and made a donation of $3,500 for a 3D printer to be used at the Academy of Science. The offer came up when there was a need put out there, and the principal was trying to raise some money through different groups to try to buy 2 printers, and a conversation came up at with the individuals that are behind this group, and they were, it was like no question, they were willing to do it. They've donated money to Brandon House, they've donated money to help stop the silence, they've donated money to our community in just so many ways. Bobby Schnee is one of the persons involved in it, and heart as big as gold. So they ran a fishing derby last year for all the kids and provided food and fishing rods and bicycles. It's really great, and we hope that this will go to good use. I know it will go to good use at our school.
All in favor of item 85, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
Number 86, recommend board approve the use of Edgenuity as the curriculum provider for the Hazleton Area Virtual Academy.
So move.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor of supporting item 86, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion passes.
87, recommend board approve the following tax appeal resolutions as recommended by Attorney Slusser.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor of item 87, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
No.
Ayes have it. Motion passes.
One additional item, Mr. O'Donnell, number 88. Recommend the board appoint Brett Joseph as a full-time auto mechanics teacher at the Hazleton Area
So moved.
Careers.
Second.
Second.
Questions or comments?
I would just like to say he's an excellent teacher. He's been doing a fantastic job. God bless for the district. And I'm glad to see that the board is going to compensate him now appropriately for his time.
Well, I think this will allow him to be able to start his Temple credits, if I'm not mistaken, and I think that's the benefit for him.
And the
because-
district.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
That's correct,
tonight
Mr.
is
Bonomo.
Yes.
imperative that we did it, you
All
know.
good.
Yes.
I've heard all good about him.
Since this was not on the agenda, is there any public comment on this?
Somebody back there.
I just have one comment. I've worked with
we are just so thrilled in our building to have him as a regular staff.
Thank you. All in favor of supporting item number 88, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.
And I want to offer my congratulations to Mr. Joseph. When we hired him, we knew we had a jewel. His background, his educational background, and his field experience, perfect combination for our Career Center. He brings great strength to us. And Board of Directors, we thank you so much for your support.
At this time, any public comment on non-agenda items? There's a whole bunch of you, so.
Just wait for one more in.
Terry, if you
right
wanna-
here.
Terry Redwinski from Drums, Pennsylvania, and the president of the Educational Support Professionals in our school district. I just wanted to say 2 points. The first one was I wanted to thank Jesse Barrett and the entire team for working tirelessly along with me to get the revised job descriptions for our group that make them more in line with what our professionals actually do. However, I do want to say that Dr. Childs, every paraprofessional is important in their job. From the special education paraprofessionals that work with our most fragile children to our professionals that work in the classroom with our at-risk students and to our bilingual paraprofessionals. They're all just as important as the next. And I don't think anyone is more important than anyone else. Also, I'd like to invite every one of the board members to stop into the 3 schools where we have part-time secretaries at the beginning of the day, the end of the day, and throughout the day, and see just how overwhelming it is for 1 1/2 secretary to do the job of what 2 full-time secretaries did. I mean, and you're talking at the 3 biggest populated schools, the Castle, Heights Terrace, and Maple Manor. It's unbelievable. And the secretaries in those schools are phenomenal, but they really need to be full-time. So I'd invite all of you to go to those schools and see just what happens. Thank you.
Tony.
Yes.
Do we have an approximate cost on what it would be to move them? Is it 5 of them to full-time?
There's 3 in the buildings, and I believe there's 2 or 3 others that aren't building secretaries. I could get the cost for you. I don't have it with me.
What is there, about 6?
There's about 6.
If you can call me when you
Sure.
get it.
I'll put it together in email.
Thanks, Tom.
Everyone.
Robert Childs from Hazel Township. At the curriculum committee meeting a week ago, the board members who were there essentially unofficially told Dr. Butler it was perfectly fine to go out and begin to search for teacher applicants. And I absolutely agree with that. I think looking for teacher applicants at this time of year allows you to look at the best and allows them to look at us. However, I would like to make a separate point. In this district right now, between 50 and 60% of our students are Hispanic. We have no Hispanic administrators. We have, what, 1 Hispanic teacher, fewer than 5, out of our 750 teachers. I don't think we have any police on our staff right now that are Hispanic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do we have any police on our staff right now that are Hispanic? No. There's something wrong with these figures. I would like to suggest to you that if you put out a general request for applications in Northeast Pennsylvania, you're not going to get any applicants that are Hispanic. I think that if you are intending to make the district look representative at a staff level compared to what you have at the student level, you have to go looking. And I would suggest to you very strongly that you actually go looking for teachers that will help us to assimilate our students in a way that's much more appropriate. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question for the solicitor, the district solicitor. Someone said years ago, put your money where your mouth is. And I was in favor of the full-day kindergarten, and I was suggesting what a gentleman said at the last meeting about a fundraiser. My question to you, Mr. Solicitor, may I ask him?
Sure.
Is it legal? Is it legal for a private citizen like yours truly to offer a donation to the Hazleton area school district strictly for the full-day kindergarten? Is it legal? The question is it legal? What are the legal ramifications?
Yeah,
Is it legal for me to write a check,
Yes.
a donation to the Hazleton area school district to be used strictly for the full-day kindergarten?
I'm sure Mr. Reba will take it right now if you're.
And Antonio, the more zeros, the better.
Is the answer yes?
6 zeros.
Could you give me 1 minute to write the check?
You
I'll
are
write a
something.
check. Give me today's date. Today's date is the 27th. 27.
Don't be cheap, Antonio.
27 April 2017. HASD or full length?
I think that'd be
I
fine.
think Tony Bonomo
HASD 's
with a
fine.
B. It's with a B. Bonomo.
HASD, excuse me.
Mr. Rodriguez, if you would make it out to the Education Foundation, you could get a tax credit from that. Hazleton Area
I'm
Education.
sorry, I already wrote HASD, I'm sorry. And it's going to be for $100 because put your money where your mouth is, but I'll answer that. Put your money where your mouth is, but I have a small mouth. I have a very small mouth.
I'm applauding for you. He said it.
Give me 1 minute, please.
I'll take what's in the right pocket.
This is very strictly and exclusively for the full-day kindergarten to help the children out. Because I remember when I was a child,
That's not one of those invisible ink pens, is it?
One of those bouncing checks.
full-day KDG.
KDG is great.
K, full-day K.
K.
Full-day K.
I'm pretty sure we won't.
I have
won't
to do
forget
this. I have to do this because my conscience will bother me if I ask for a fundraiser and I don't donate.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez.
I hope many
You're
people
good.
will follow your lead.
You're a
Antonio.
good person, and your heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Susan Spicka. I actually drove up from Shippensburg. I am with Education Voters of Pennsylvania and the Campaign for Fair Education Funding. And what we do is we work with parents, community members, teachers, anybody who cares about public education, and we raise our voices up together in support of adequate and fair state funding for students who are in every single school district in Pennsylvania. And I have been watching what's happening up here for the past few years. And I just want to say anything I can do to help support your efforts here to get adequate fair funding from the state for your children, just stop by and talk to me. I'd love to connect with you, and you can be part of this big network of people. I was out in Westmoreland County heading to State College. You know what I mean? We are organizing the state. So thank you. Sure, we can talk about that. If there's interest, we can talk about going to Harrisburg. We can talk about a lot of different things. I have a clipboard, and if you want to sign up to get hooked up with me, and if you have thoughts and suggestions, just let me know. So thank you for letting me speak.
Ma'am, if I may, thank you so much. I mean, it's a quite a distance you've come on a night where you've seen what we dealt with. You know, obviously last year making the decision to cut kindergarten in a district where, you know, we have so many students that are at need and very special challenges. It's almost like fate, I think, that you came on this evening, but we thank you. I'm aware of your group and the efforts, and we will certainly welcome and be proud to stand with you, and hopefully we can make a difference.
Excellent.
Ms. Spica,
Thank you.
Ms. Spica, I know that we had a couple of, sorry, back and forth, email exchanges, and I'd like to follow up again with you tomorrow, if
Okay.
you would please, about
Excellent.
the subject that we spoke of and see what we can do to further that. Okay?
Absolutely.
Thank
That's
you.
fabulous. Thank
There was
you.
a representative from your organization at the IU meeting last night, at
Mhm.
IU 18, and she presented some information that I'll be bringing back as well.
Fabulous. Like, if we raise our voices up, they cannot hold us back.
Thank
so,
you.
Thank you.
Wait, before you sit down.
Any other public comment?
I need 5 seconds, please.
Keep the checkbook out.
Board members, to the board members who voted no on the full-day kindergarten, we respect your opinion.
Yes.
Thank you.
Your opinion has a lot of value too, so we respect your opinion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Jared,
Well,
nice job.
second.
Appreciate it.
Meeting adjourned.
See you guys. Be good. See you. Good.